Good morning and welcome to Hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to six, and the general manager of Dan Cummins Chevrolet Buick in Paris, Kentucky, the second largest used car franchise dealer in the United States of America. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Hey guys, good morning. Good morning and welcome to the Rise and Grind. I had posted just a second ago, I posted in the Rise and Grind and nobody was popping in here and I was freaking out thinking, what is going on? Nobody wants to watch my show anymore. And then I realized that I had posted it privately and it wasn't going out to nobody. So I am even more thankful to see you guys this morning after having a little panic attack where absolutely no one had hopped into the Rise and Grind. You guys, I have an incredible show for you today. I promise we're going to put some goosebumps on your skin this morning by sharing a story that I have that is just a powerful, it's incredible, it's going to be awesome. Before I get into that, I do want to say good morning to my boy Melvin, good morning Gary Pollard and Lena Rushford Barnes, good morning Sean Jones, David Richardson, Carrie Osborne, John Hinkson, what's up Jeff, my man, Aaron, everybody in the Rise and Grind this morning, Clayton Lesack, what's up, Thomas Ware, my man, Thomas Ware. Dude, Thomas Ware is the man, you guys. Let's get it going today. It's going to be a great day. It is Friday, I believe. Yeah, Friday, February 9th, 2018. And you are on and join and a part of the Rise and Grind. What's up, Jeremy Linden? I see you up in here. Troy Cord, appreciate you doing everything with me yesterday. That was awesome. Well, check this out, man. There's this guy, right? There's this guy, and he finds out that his father has passed away. His father has just laid down on a Sunday afternoon and never woke up. So he finds this out, and he makes his way and he travels back home. He travels back home, and while he's back home at his father's funeral. He's the oldest son, right? So he's back home at his father's funeral, and he's trying to just get everything organized. He's trying to just get everything together, and he's trying to just wrap his brain around the death of his father. And so he goes to the funeral, and he keeps his strength. He doesn't cry any tears. He keeps his strength. He's got brothers and sisters that he's got to look after and take care of, and he's got to be the rock, so he keeps his strength. And he stands up in front of, there's over 500 people at his father's funeral, and he stands up in front of these 500 people, and he gives this amazing presentation, this amazing celebration of his father and who he was. And deep inside, he's hurt. Deep inside, he's hurt for multiple reasons. He's hurt because him and his father didn't always have the best relationship. He's hurt because his father was now gone and he hadn't made much of his own life. And so he was afraid that his father would still be disappointed and that he had let his father down and the clock had now run out and there wasn't time. There was no longer time to make his dad proud. But he stood up there and he gave this presentation and he gave this speech, and it was powerful. And the next morning after his father was laid to rest, he was sleeping on his mother's couch, and he woke up to police officers standing around him. The police officers were standing around him because he had shared a name with his father, and they had ran the records through and found that this man had a warrant out for his arrest. So they kept a close eye on him. Law enforcement kept a close eye on him, but they allowed him to go to his father's funeral, and then they arrested him the next day. And then that guy spent some time in jail, spent some days in jail just reflecting on the loss of his father and what that meant, and the disappointment, and the fact that he really didn't have any piece of his father left with him. He didn't have any of his stuff. He didn't have anything except for some memories that were some good and some bad. And So he gets out of jail and he hops on a plane, and it's time for him to go back home to Kentucky. And if you don't know yet, this guy is me. This guy was me. This was about 12 years ago, 11, 12 years ago, and I'm on this plane, and I'm at 30,000 feet, and I'm reflecting on spending some time in jail, and I'm reflecting on the loss of my father, and I'm reflecting on the letdown and the disappointments and all of that, and I'm just not sure which way my life is going to go. I'm not sure what path my life is on, and as I'm on this plane, there's a guy sitting next to me. This guy's handsome, man. He's got it all together. He's really good looking. You know, in guy standards, I'm like, dude, this guy's good looking. And so we're sitting on the plane next to each other, and he starts talking to me, right? He starts talking to me, and we're just getting to know each other. You know how you are when you're plane mates. We've got a 3.5-hour flight, and so we're talking on the plane, and he's telling me stories of how he grew up, and he grew up in a Christian family. His dad, his family was just always in the church, and he had graduated from a seminary from Asbury College, and he just was telling me about his faith, and he was telling me about his life, and he was telling me about his family, and it was such a stark contrast to my life and my family and the way, that I grew up. But for some reason, I just felt comfortable talking to this guy. So I pour out my heart, and I explained to him, and I let the tears roll, and I cry, and I just explained to him how I had lost my father, and I had spent time in jail, and I didn't know what I was doing in my life, and I didn't know what direction my life was going, and I just felt like I had lost his connection, and I had disappointed my dad, and so I poured it all out on this man that I just met. My seatmate, right? This guy's probably thinking I'm nuts, right? Because here I am pouring out my heart. And here we are at 30,000 feet. And I'm talking about God with somebody for the first time in my life. And as we're up there, I just started to find some peace. There was some peace in talking. There was some peace in being that far removed from the earth, from the stress of the everyday. And so we're coming down for a landing. We start to come down to land, and we're going to wrap everything up. And the guy sitting next to me, he taps me, and he says, "Hey, Glenn, do you by chance have a watch?" And I said, "No, I don't have a watch. I used to have a watch. My dad had given me a watch for my high school graduation, and that watch, at some point along the line, some things had happened between me and my brother and my family, and that watch no longer existed. It had been pawned. The watch was gone, and so Adam Kramer looks at me and he says, "Hey, man, you're gonna think this is crazy, but God is telling me to give you my watch." And so I am looking at him like, "Dude, you are crazy, man." You are absolutely crazy. And he's like, "No, I'm serious. Just God's talking to me. God's putting it on my heart, and he wants me to give you this watch." And this man he's got a Giovanni watch. He takes his watch off of his wrist, and he hands it to me. He gives it to me, and he cups it in my hand, and he says, "You got to take this, man. You got to take this. I'm not going to take it back. God put it on my heart for you to take this. You got to take this. This is a gift from your father." And I'm telling you guys, the watch my dad gave me for my high school graduation, that was the only real true gift my dad had ever given me. I was devastated when I lost that watch. And for this man, this one person on this plane, this complete stranger, to take time to invest time in me, to get to know me a little bit better, to understand my story, to give me an opportunity to vent. And then he hands me a watch. That was the moment I truly knew that God was there, that God was real, that he exists, that he's watching over us, that he's there to protect us. All because there's no coincidence, man. There's no coincidence. The guy gives me a watch at 30,000 feet right after my dad dies. There's no coincidence. But this one guy, Adam Kramer, made this incredible impact and difference in my life. And that's what I want to share with you guys today. I've got it on right here. It says, "We rise by lifting others." We rise by lifting others. Guys and girls, I got to tell you, man, I can look back in my life, and I'm positive that you can look back in your life, and there is not millions of people. Okay, there's not millions of people that have formed and shaped and affected my life. It's not like it takes an entire mountain or tribe of people to form and shape moments in your life. It just usually takes one. I can look back at my life and I can probably name 10 people. I can probably name 10 people that have completely lifted me up and changed my direction of where I was headed and who I am. You know, Melissa Thompson and Darian Sanders, when I had no faith and I didn't know anything about church, Melissa Thompson and Darian Sanders, they loved me. They were just strangers, but they loved me. They loved me, and they got me into a church routine. They got me into a church group. They got me to understand a little bit more about my faith. Josh and Dusty Cummins, these guys gave me an opportunity. They just said they'll take a chance on me. They'll give me a job, man. Give me a job at Dan Cummins Chevrolet, and these two guys completely changed my life. Aaron Jones told me he had a place on the couch for me, a place I could sleep on the couch, and that moment completely changed my life. Leslie Lundy, my wife, she said that she would put up with me forever. She once was a stranger. Now she's the mother of my 5 children. Leah Brady, my mother-in-law, she took me in like I was family. She's loved me and cared for me like I was her son. Each of these just individuals can make such an impact on each other. And we, you, me, today, tomorrow, we can make an impact in people's lives by simply investing in them. And by doing so, we rise. We rise by lifting others. You guys, each person that you lift up, it adds a layer to your foundation. Each person that you help, think about like karate, right? Think about karate. You've got the boards that they break, right? And so each time you add another board, 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 you add another layer. Each time that you add another layer, it just makes you stronger. You are building up your foundation. Each person that you reach down and you give them a hand and you lift them up, you can now climb on their shoulders and you rise higher. By lifting others, we rise. By lifting others. You guys, we have so much opportunity to make a difference. We have an opportunity to make a difference in our careers, an opportunity to make a difference in our families. We have an opportunity to make a difference on this planet, man. And you have that opportunity, and some of you might be asking, well, how can I do that? There's different ways that you can do it, man. Shoot out some encouraging messages. Just grab a couple people today and shoot out some encouraging messages. Lift them up. Lift up their spirits. Of course, you can share the rise and grind, man. Share the rise and grind. Share the show. Give people in your network something positive to start their day every day. And do me a favor, put your phone away. You could put your phone away, man. You could get home from work, and this is something I got to work on. You can get home from work, and you could just put your phone on the charger, man. Just put it away and invest some time in your kids. Invest some time in your spouse. Invest some time in people. Sit down with somebody at work today. Have a conversation with them. Go out of your way to find out who someone is. Go out of your way to find out what makes someone tick. Go out of your way to find out if there's anything that you can do to help. Because you rise by lifting others, man. And the last thing that you can do to lift people up, the last thing you can do is just introduce them to their spirituality, man. The people that have made the biggest impacts in my life, they taught me that I'm a spiritual being, that I'm not just a rock. I'm not just a rock on this planet just sitting here rolling around, trying to not gather moss. I am a spiritual being. And you are a spiritual being, uniquely created by God. You were created to be uniquely you, with the ability to create and the ability to make an impact on this planet. All of these people that I named off, they all were strangers to me. At some point in my life, Melissa Thompson, Darian Sanders, Adam Kramer, Josh and Dusty Cummins, Aaron Jones, Leslie Lundy, Leah Brady, they were all strangers. I'm not talking about family. Obviously, your family can have an impact on your life. Obviously, your family can shape the direction that your life goes. Totally, 100%. That happens, and that's going to happen. Your mom, your dad, they're all going to shape you. But what I'm talking about is if you look back in your life, how many strangers, people that were once strangers, made a tremendous impact on your life. Pay it forward. Give it back. It's your turn. It's your turn, because you're going to rise by lifting others. You're going to get stronger by adding those layers. You're going to keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger as you rise and grind. You guys, I love you. If you need some more today, which I don't know how you can need any more than that, because I don't know about you, but I'm thinking, Jack, I don't know how you could need any more than that. But if you need any more than that, youtube.com/inthebeginninginspiration. I've got lots of videos up on there. You can follow me on Instagram at Glenn Lundy. Of course, I've got stuff there. But hey, I am proud of you. I am so proud of you because you have become an elite member. You're a part of this group. Unique, elite individuals creatively made by God. You are choosing to rise and grind every day. You are going out there and making an impact on this planet. Your enthusiasm is contagious. It's affecting those around you, both your employees that you work around. It's affecting your family members that you're around. And most importantly, it's affecting you. It's affecting your soul, the way that you are starting your day. Every single day is a choice. You are waking up by choice and jumping in here and filling the soul. And I am proud of you for what you're doing. You guys, I got to get out of here. I got to get to the gym. I got to go. I'm going to miss you guys this weekend. I'll be thinking about you this weekend. I hope you have a phenomenal weekend. I know I'm going to. And I will see you guys on Monday morning on the Rise and Grind. Have a great day.